Yo. Smells like something's broken. Definitely coming from this direction. Something's fishy. Oh, hi, by the way. Now I'm just doing my expert diagnostics on the guy. But I guess we're working on this thing again. I was kind of hoping to finish it in one video, but honestly, I was just hoping to buy like a new tractor, so I would just kind of put it to work immediately, not do like an entire series of stupid repair videos about it. But I guess we ended up doing those anyway, so I guess it's fine. No, I already did like a little intro video to this guy. Did fix a bunch of things. Well, I just kind of ended the video because I still had a lot to do, plus I needed to sawmill logs, which I did now. And instead of the log pile, we have a bunch of dirt now, which is a lot better. But you know, this guy still has quite a few little fixes that we need to do. The plus some other things kind of broke on it while it was just, you know, standing there. So they literally broke for no reason. I don't know what happened, but whatever. Well, maybe we'll figure those out. At least we're gonna try. We'll get into the details a bit later if I can remember anything. But I do have a little bit of prep work that I need to do. Now I want to put the thing into the tractor shed. It's kind of empty at the moment, and I figured maybe we can do the repairs in this building, so I don't have to sit outside in mud. Now the only reason I haven't really fixed anything in that shed recently is lack of tools. Now I do have some basic stuff here, but nothing much else. So if I need something, I constantly just need to go run to the main workshop. There's just a lot of running back and forth. It's very annoying. So I ordered up this little toolbox. You know, something that's on wheels, which you can move around. I'm actually hoping to use that toolbox on the pad itself whenever I start working on the Gearbox again. Just have like a set of mobile tools with me all the time. I can work basically wherever. But you know, before we park the tractor in here, I figured let's do like a quick cleanup. Because I have a lot of crap here that doesn't need to be here. And I figured maybe I can clean the area up a bit. Right now it's basically empty, there's nothing inside. Just to tidy up the place. Oh, they're already on. I didn't even notice. I thought the lights were off. It's so dark in here. We need some extra light. Whoa! That's a lot better. Well, at least I'm gonna make one guy happy. There's been this one guy who's always mentioned this room to me. Why don't you never clean it up? There's more sand on the concrete than there's concrete under it. Well, you're gonna get your wish now. You're gonna clean everything up. I got a lot of pointless steel here that I don't need. Might as well just get rid of the stuff. What? Isn't that one of those cylinder opening tools? Man, I had no idea I had one. Must be my grandpa's. Man, so much freaking garbage. What is going on? What's this evidence in there? bloody hell. At least one of those items is useful. You know what's funny? This battery has been probably sitting here like 10 years. But the stupid light indicator is still green. You know, I think that light thing is just a bunch of crap. Yeah, I'm not gonna throw the batteries away though. I know, I like collecting batteries. I just want them off the floor so I could actually clean the floor. This looks like an interesting tool. I bet it's part of a tractor. I mean a tractor attachment. Wow. Oh man. Check this. Check this thing out, guys. Holy hell. This is actually my belt tensioner on my bandsaw mill. The first version. So the belt was riding against that, and then I could tension it like that, and the locking mechanism down there, somehow that worked. Currently I'm not sure how. But yeah, this was my first belt tensioner. The belt broke in like 2 days. So that's a bunch of crap. What do we have here? Oh, I think this is part of my... I think that belongs to old blue. Somewhere in the exhaust area. Probably useless, right? Should have one more. I'm not gonna throw these away, although I can't use these. I think they are on a... I think those are on a smaller tractor, maybe like T16 or something like that. Maybe some of you guys know, I'm not sure. Probably never will need this, but the bearings, they seem solid. So, yeah. Don't need this though. Oh, look at this thing, guys. What a duel. I will never use it again, but I'm not gonna throw it away as well. Obsidian. Look at the amount of weld there. Isn't that impressive? This is my first iteration bandsaw mill shaft, the drive shaft for the wheels. Now I did have another one, but that broke. So I had new shafts made, which have not broken in the last 5 years or so. So I guess they're good. But it's possible that this thing... Okay, so the first one broke because it was out of balance, basically. It was not straight, and eventually metal fatigue settled in and broke the shaft in half. This thing did not break, but I did replace it out just in case. But it's like a... I guess it's like a backup shaft right now. So I'm not gonna throw this away. This is a backup shaft for the sawmill. That's good. No. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think these are Gearbox parts. mean, look at the size of this thing. Definitely Gearbox parts. So I'm gonna obviously keep these, but I'm gonna move them to the workshop. Don't need them to be sitting here. Some spare parts in this one. Yeah, in the bag we seem to have a carburetor, and I'm pretty sure this this belongs to Joseph. But I'm pretty sure it's messed up or something like that. And then we have a bunch of spark plugs. That clearance seems kind of meat cute compared to that thing. Maybe some of these work, not sure. Irrelevant at the moment. Here we have blockheads. Now these are for the old Blue. A little engine rebuild job we did like 10 years ago now. And these things still worked. Can't even remember why we replaced these. But I assume we don't need them anymore. Push rod. Gaskets which are broken. Yeah, considering they've been sitting in a box for like 10 years, then I'm just gonna throw them away. Smells great. Yeah, that's useful. That's pretty useless. No. It's like a spring. Hey, isn't this brass? I think this is brass. Yeah. Holy hell. Look at those cracks. I wonder what it was used for. Rock breaking? I mean, it's possible. I don't think they used to split wood with this. Definitely not. Probably rock breaking. Might need this. Pretty cool piece. So many empty boxes everywhere. Don't keep the stupid boxes, guys. Always throw them away. Or recycle them. I don't know. What you guys do with cardboard boxes. What do we have here? Oh. A hydraulic pump. Wow. Let's enhance it. Yeah. Now obviously this bump was completely dosed, guys. Normally I wouldn't do that. That thing did not work whatsoever. Couldn't lift anything. Now you could have said that, hey guy, you could have rebuilt that thing. Well, yeah, but what's the point? The thing costs like 37 euros new. Why even bother trying to fix that thing? But almost, guys. Almost finished with the cleanup. Just this last corner to do. Dude, this looks pretty good actually. This is like a coffee cup. Look at that. Yeah, I can definitely clean this up and use this as my coffee mug every morning. Wow. What a great idea. Oh man. It's not the same thing. Bummer. You know what, guys, I had this co-worker once. He was this older guy. And he had a pretty interesting kink. The guy would reuse old nails. He would recycle them, like when disassembling a pallet. And he would straighten every nail by hand. And then reuse them to build new pallets. He was eventually laid off because the productivity was kind of slow. Definitely better. Yeah. But anyway, guys, we're gonna go pick up the toolbox now. Be right back. I think it's wrong way. key. Look at that, guys. Tools, my favorite. Some tools here. Bunch of sockets and stuff, always need those. kuradi kile, nahku seda vaja. More sockets, I guess. Look a bit different. A mist. Ew. A torque spanner. This is actually useful. Man, I love tools. Tools are the best. It's like buying candy. Don't care much about the plastic though. Bunch of screwdrivers, including impact screwdrivers. And a mosquito. Even under the plastic, there's bunch of plastic. What is up with that? Two more shelves. I hope there's a bunch of more plastic. Yes! Ah, this is actually useful. Good thinking. Usually they include a tool to mount the bolts and stuff. Oh, wait a minute. Now it all makes sense. I already have a bunch of war wounds on the thing. But man, I think it's a pretty good box. You know, for some reason that part is already broken. Don't recall dropping it. I did scrape it around though, so the corners are already banged up. But it's okay. I'm not gonna cry about that. So I paid about 500 bucks for that thing. I think it's a pretty good bang for your buck, I guess. Got sockets, got those sockets, bunch of wrenches, and these things are like that, which is actually pretty useful. Also a torque spanner, which is a surprise. Was not expecting that. Screwdrivers, those things, and those things. Plus, I really like the empty box as well, because you can put your own stuff in there. Kraftwerk. You know, that thing sounds like German, but maybe the box is German. However, I'm pretty sure the tools are all Chinesium. No question there. But yeah, I think it's fine. I actually do have another one of these boxes at the main workshop. So this is the 2001 model. It's largely pretty similar. A couple of differences, I guess. For example, we don't have that dork spanner here, and no those things. But other than that, it's pretty similar with that empty box. That's the last box. Now I know, guys, I know. Maybe you're wondering, hey, why can't you just haul this thing around? The thing is that it's basically like bolted to the concrete, so you can't really move it without undoing those bolts. And I kind of like that this thing is just sitting at the workshop. I can access it whenever I need in the workshop. So that's the main reason I didn't want to haul this thing around, because I want to have a box at the workshop all the time. And this will be my mobile version, per se. Now, if you're curious why I went with Kraftwerk and not with any other brand, because oh boy, there are a lot of those. It's basically because of price. And like I said, I paid about $500 for it. Tools included, as you just saw. And I think that's a pretty decent price for it. I mean, there are boxes which are ridiculously priced. For example, a Wirth box, which is a German manufacturer as well, with about the same amount of tools, they were asking $1,600 for it. So 3 times more. I think that's just not worth it. And I mean, even if we pull up some random website, look at that. A toolbox with the tools, 1,300 euros. And yeah, I would say it's probably the same stuff in it. Then we have a empty box, $1,000. There are no tools in this one. I got that one for $500 with the tools. I mean, who the hell would even buy this? What? I don't get it. What is that box made out of? Gold? More prices here. 1,900 euros, almost $2,000. Holy hell. Heat 800. 2.7 grand. Dude, that's 400 euros right there. What the crap is that? You'll pay 100 more and get that. For sure. Who would even get this? So if you're curious, I'm gonna tell you where I ordered it from. They have pretty decent prices on all sorts of tools. That's the place. So if you're interested, they have pretty good prices. Yeah, I would definitely recommend checking them out. I have bought a lot of tools from them in the past, and I think I will continue buying in the future as well. Yeah, and considering I've had the other box since 2021, sorry, and none of the tools have broken yet, then I think it's fine. It's not worth paying 3 times more for a premium brand when the cheaper stuff will work as well, no problem. But let's go get the stupid tractor in the workshop now and actually start off this video. I haven't done anything yet. Where did we leave off? Oh yeah, the stupid door. That we fixed, right? Yeah, definitely fixed that one. I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue on with the same order of things. Focus on something else at the moment. But I'm gonna leave. Actually, I wanna add a couple of things here. So the bulb, that stupid thing up front. Yeah, I have no idea what that thing is called, but it literally broke for no reason. The guy was just sitting. It was not even moving. I mean, the tractor. It just started leaking out of the blue. So that's like the perfect example of things breaking for no reason. I think Andrew would really like this. What else? What else? There was something. Steve said like 11 things, but I can't remember any of them. I didn't know this one issue. Like the gearbox lever. Yeah, it's not doing the best. It needs a new boot on it. Number 14. Fuel line. Yeah, this thing. I'm gonna try to find a replacement for this. I don't think it's not leaking at the moment, but I don't think it's gonna last very long. Not the best. All right. The powered steering. The thing that makes the front wheels turn. Now it does work, but apparently it has its own hydraulic reservoir. I was pretty sold on the matter that it gets its fluid from the main tank, and oh, that's the coolant. Also, the coolant doesn't look quite the best. Okay, that looks a lot better, but I'm guessing there's a little bit of oil in the thing. Not sure, but the hydraulic reservoir for the powered steering is that thing over there. And last time I did not check it because I was pretty sure it gets it from the main tank. That's not the case though, so we gotta check that as well. But I think that's about it at the moment, guys. Apart from the dead mosquitoes, as of right now I can't remember anything else. And you know, the stuff that you mentioned in the first video, I have not even released the first video, so at the moment I have no idea what you said, or I mean, we'll say. So we're gonna go with this stuff, and maybe during the video we'll add more stuff. It just kind of depends how long this will take. Maybe the stupid thing up front is gonna take like 3 weeks to repair, so then we can do the other stuff in another video. But hopefully that's not the case. Yeah, it's just gonna get to work. Oh. Steve sent me an email. What a guy. Send me some type of a video.
Сегодня мы с вами будем разбирать передний ведущий мост, а именно правый угол произошло.
Oh look, I have the same issue.
Масло. Но еще у нас потекло масло не только здесь, а еще вот здесь также чурочки. Как говорится,
oh man, look at that, so typical. Birch logs under the axle. That's such a Russian way to do things. Guy must be really strong if he can lift those logs. Okay. You see, Steve says that there's a bunch of things wrong in the video, so He wrote like a step-by-step guide how to do this, and I'm gonna follow his guide basically. First things first, I need a birch log. Sorry guys, the best I can do at the moment is another log. I think that's pretty secure. Yeah, I'm guessing they did not even take the rim off when they painted the machine. Yep, pretty much. You know, honestly, kind of lame. I have to drain the oil which I put in it last video. Hasn't even seen any mileage yet. That's pretty stuck. And there's probably some type of a gasket there, so I don't want to really cook it too bad. Might ruin that. There we go. Now we need to undo some bolts up here. 1 due and 3, 4, but we don't need to touch the middle one because that's not part of the thing. And we also need to undo that part because that's also connected to the thing. Also, the guy in the video did it kind of incorrectly. He was undoing the bolts while not having anything under it, and the final bolt he was undoing, it was just kind of crooked like that. That can ruin the threads either inside the housing or the bolt itself, so that was kind of silly, I think. Dude, look at the rust on those nuts. Holy hell. The guys just literally spray painted everything. The moment you touch something, you get that rust. No primer, nothing, just, I don't know. Must be a cousin of mine. I usually do the same thing. This is a very good way to kill mosquitoes. Die. They just keep dropping. Yeah, you better run. I hate them. All that rust dropping. Oh man. Look at that. This thing has more rust on it than the old blue has oil in it. Actually, I'm not really surprised. Check out the bolt design. It's open from top. Rainwater, everything, dirt, mud can get in there and completely seize the bolt up. That's a pretty stupid design if you ask me. Frosty business. Maybe this thing is held down by pins as well. I'm kind of wondering what those two are. Maybe they're pins. Yeah, I don't see anything breaking. One of the pins decided to ride along. I guess that's no issue. Something dropped down, not sure what. But I can't lower it anymore. Wish I had a bit more room. Yeah, there's the spring. Steve mentioned something about the giant spring. Oh, shit. Oh. It's gonna be fun putting that back. Yeah, it looks like this part is part welded and part bolted to the thing. I can't even remove it. Unless I involve the angle grinder into the mix. The two seals though, I think They should be those two things. Get the spring out of the way. Maybe those two, I'm not sure. And this part looks pretty nasty. Flat rings, not O-rings. Two of them. Guess they both failed. Yeah, I think I was mistaken here. You know, for some reason I thought that department was leaking. But I think it was the other one, actually, the bottom one. I'm quickly gonna open that one up as well, just to check the oil level. Yeah, this is full. It was the bottom one. Now I was kinda confused because the oil leaked from up top. And I naturally thought it's that, but it was not. My bad. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go to the city tomorrow. I'm gonna try to find new rings for it. And for the time being, let's check out this thing a bit. Now it's supposed to have some oil in it. Now I never checked that, but I think it doesn't matter at the moment. It's basically some white foam in it, which is not good, by the way. You know, that may be a hint why we have this. Now Steve told me that there are either due bearings or due bushings in this housing, and considering, you know, that play back and forth, then that means either the bearings are dosed or the bushings are dosed. But it gets worse, guys, much worse. Actually, this housing is pretty much screwed. Yeah, I kinda hate myself when I go to look at equipment. I don't do detailed like diagnostics or anything like that. I'm just kind of walking around the thing and, oh my, this looks so fancy. Here, take my money. Give me the keys, asshole. Now usually it's like that. It's a really bad habit. But yeah, the mounting bracket is actually broken. There's a chunk missing out of it. Plus, that thing has no nut on it. So at the moment, it's basically holding on with just those two nuts. And the first one, the bracket is broken, so basically it's holding on with only one nut. But you know, this entire box is like cast iron. It's a single unit. I don't think you can really fix that. Somebody put like a giant washer there at some point to just kind of hold the thing on until you can sell the machine to Unspans, who doesn't look at anything. But obviously we need to fix this up somehow. Maybe even replace the whole thing, not sure at the moment. Let's just take it off first and evaluate the situation after we take it apart. And Steve told me something about missing nuts as well. Missing one here. I'm gonna go see, maybe I have some high grade bolts. Yeah, I don't have anything at the moment. I'm gonna try to pick up some tomorrow, but just in case if I forget about it, then at least I have that thing there. You know, that's a 8.8. That's a 8.8, different size even, like M6. That's M10, M8. Oh, look at that, that's completely loose. Yeah, I'm gonna write it down, get new bolts. I'm gonna replace all of these. Yeah, basically this drive shaft was holding on with only 2 bolts. Go figure. 8.8, 8.8, can't tell. 8.8, yeah. All these bolts actually need to be replaced. 8.8 is not a drive shaft bolt. It needs to be then or above. It's actually really important if any of these bolts decides to break. Well, let's say one breaks, then it's riding on 3 bolts, then at some point another breaks. Eventually the last one will break, and then this thing will just kind of start flying around here, destroying everything. Higher grade bolts are very important for drive shaft parts. And last time I'm buying a fancy looking rebuilt tractor. It's just all garbage. I've got to do the fixes anyway. Plus pay a bunch of extra money for nice looks. Hear that, guys? That's dry. It's stiff nicely, but that's dry. Making that squealing noise. Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, I have to go over all the grease fittings as well. I kind of forgot about it like 10 times. Luckily now it's written down. .8. Garbage. It's actually funny. And while I was walking around the tractor, the guy even bragged about the drive shaft. He said something like, "Oh, I just recently refurbished everything. It's AAA, bro. It's so good." And the sad part is that I was moron enough to believe him. Now, all I was thinking was about asking the dude, "Hey, where's the keys? I want to drive this thing home." Yeah, maybe the guy added some super glue there as well to compensate for the missing nut. Look at that soapy mixture in there. Definitely some water. But we got blade there. But that's the blade in the teeth of the gears. Nothing I can do about that. And there's the blade in the bearing. Now I would say the blade in the bearing is not the worst. I mean the teeth blade is a lot worse. But I don't think I'm gonna achieve much by replacing the bearing, because that's actually not the worst. I think the other bearing on the other side is basically the same. Should be at least. You however have to replace the seal. You got one of those seals there. Oh, little ding over there. Huh? Okay. Okay. But what do you make of this though? That seems kind of weird. What are those holes supposed to be there? Now this looks pretty messed up. I'm not sure what's going on. It's kinda weird. And there's a bunch of plates in there. Or washers maybe. There's another seal there. Oh man. Yes, this side has a lot more blade. It's definitely the housing. I think the housing is worn and it's not holding the bearing tightly. This side is a lot worse though than the other side. Yeah, I don't think replacing the bearings, I'm probably not going to achieve much of anything with that. I think I just need a new housing. I'm not sure how much this entire thing would cost. I'm gonna look around tomorrow. Probably not worth buying a used part. Most likely the situation there is about the same. Yeah. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go to the Russian tractor shop. Maybe they have like a kit, a repair kit for me. I'm also gonna explore the option, maybe just buy a new entire thing. But we'll see how things go. I'm guessing it's probably expensive, like 600 up to $1,000. Then I'm not gonna buy it. I also need 2 seals for the thing up front. I think I called it that. Bought the new things. Look at that. This is original even, not some China piece of crap. Dude, this is so stiff. Look at that. No blade whatsoever. Zero. Squealing noises, but I am assuming it doesn't have any oil in it at the moment. Now, the reason I went with the new one is pretty obvious. And the old one has a broken ear. So even if I rebuild it up to spec, make it tight and all, it's still an accident waiting to happen, right? I mean, you can't bolt it down up to spec. And what if it just breaks off while you're using the tractor? Now, if it does that, then it's just gonna start jumping around under the engine. And that's a risk I don't really want to take. Plus, it wasn't really that expensive. I only paid like 239 euros for it. Oh, and 90 cents as well. Yeah, for some reason I thought this thing is at least $1,000 or something like that. But, you know, addition to the broken ear, the housing inside is also worn down because the bearings just kind of flip-flop around there. Also, the shaft looks really weird. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe it's supposed to be like that, but don't think so. And yeah, I think everything else was good on it, but it's just not worth it. At times you gotta scrap things. This was definitely not worth rebuilding. In addition to that thing, I also bought the new O-rings for the axle part. There is a bit of difference though. The ones I bought out of the machines are flat. Those are not O-rings. The chick at the counter told me that these things are supposed to be there, and she had no idea what these things even were doing in there. Maybe it's some type of replacement seal, I'm not sure. But she told me that that spot needs to have O-rings, and these are the original things. Maybe that's why it was leaking, because this was not the right thing. And I bought 4 of these, just in case maybe the other side will start leaking out of nowhere. Because if you remember, both the gearboxes on both sides were empty. There was nothing in there. But at the moment, the other side is not leaking. So, go figure. But yeah, let's go throw this thing back on the machine. Finish off the drive shaft part first, and then focus back on the axle part. In addition to the 3 bolts, it should also have like 2 pins. Something's fishy with this situation though. What is that? Huh? That's M18, M18. Dude, that's smaller. Why is it moving? What is going on? Huh? What is that? What? What is that? I'm utterly confused. It's like two pieces of threaded rod welded together. That's very interesting. Was it M20? Okay, so that's M20. That's M20, then M18, M18. But the holes on the thing are nowhere near those. So the M20 is actually M16. Yeah, the three bigger ones are M16 and I'm guessing that's M14. M12. Now on the old housing, yeah, I guess the guy has drilled the holes bigger at some point to fit the bigger threaded rods through it. And now I think I need to do the same thing. I didn't see any good other option. I can't really alter the size of the bolts under the engine. This thing is all cast, so I can't make it smaller. I can only make it bigger. And the issue currently is though that I don't have any twist drills that are size 18 or 20 that will fit the normal chuck. And I do have a bunch of lathe drills which are the correct size, but you know, these things won't fit my little drill press. Yeah. Okay guys, so I got my mate up. He said that once he gets home from work, he's gonna check maybe he has the right size drill bits for me. But in the meantime, maybe let's go check out that axle. Maybe we can put that thing back together. Siin on vist mingi tihend ka või? Oh man. You know, this part of the gasket was missing. I'm not sure if that mattered, but thought I'd point that out.
73 siis või?
Now comes the fun part, by the way. Now there's probably many ways to do this. Get another dude, for example. Maybe use a forklift, excavator, shop crane, rent a helicopter, or call the missionary hotline. Ask for some guidance. What to do next. I think I'm gonna try the car jack first though. But this thing is pretty heavy, it's like 50 kilos at least. Maybe I should have called the stupid hotline. Give me some much needed guidance. Because this is not working. I'm gonna go get my helicopter. From here. get some of that Kool-Aid there as well. oota, aga mul ei ole ju poldi auke ju. Poldi auke ei ole. Putsi raisk. No, I just realized I don't have bolt holes in the gasket. Maybe it's fine. Gonna make the holes with the bolt. Should work as well. I think that's about it. Yeah, considering that spins, I guess everything was connected up correctly. Okay, and hopefully that will do the trick. Bought a new block for it as well. At least that one has a proper head on it. None of that square business. Where's the road now? But anyway, guys, while I was hanging in the area, I realized that that part is missing, this security wire thing, and also the ground nut down there doesn't have a splint on it. Same on the other side. At this point, I'm not even surprised. I prefer to use rebar dyeing wire as security wire. I think this stuff is pretty good for that. It's very bendy and it doesn't break very easily. But let's turn our focus back to the middle thing. I think this should be pretty okay. No, sadly my mate called me up and he said he doesn't have any bigger drill bits for me. So, well, I do have this one option that I could try. Before I waste 1 hour driving to the city and buy a couple of drill bits, maybe it will work. This is exactly 20. So maybe I'm just gonna make all the holes 20 on it. And that's cast iron. So drilling that should be pretty easy. Look at that, man. It's like drilling butter. Maybe some doobie-doob as well. Okay, it fits pretty good, 20. But I think I'm still gonna need to make the holes slightly bigger. The issue is whoever drilled those holes bigger under the engine there, the guy did not drill them straight. For some reason, every freaking rod is pointing somewhere else. So I think it's gonna be a bit problematic putting it under there. However, before I make them bigger, I'm gonna make all the holes 20. Maybe it's gonna go. Kuradi kõver sitt kõik raisk. Yeah, this guy is pointing definitely somewhere else. I mean, these are okay, almost. Yeah, I don't want to hammer this. Might break the casting or something. Guess I need to make the holes a bit bigger. It's not a lot though. It's like... It's like I can't even... Oh! Lõpuks ometi. Yeah, I'm not really sure about this cap though. And that part moved pretty nicely. Maybe it will close once I tighten it. But I tried hammering it, doesn't really want to move. Pulling it, prying it, it seems pretty solid. I'm not sure. No, on the old, on the old box, I just removed the drive shaft and then the things just came out. Yeah, I think it's gonna go that way once I tighten up the bolt. Keeramisliimi siia peale vahele on topitud. Check it out, guys. Soviet equipment getting such fancy oil. I think the thing is gonna explode. But guys, the entire drive shaft up to the front end, it only had one correct bolt, this one. Now it doesn't say what grade it is, but it basically looks exactly the same as the new bolts that I got, plus it has fine thread on it. So I am assuming this is the original bolt, everything else was just nonsense. But whatever, should be pretty okay now. I mean, you guys remember what this thing, how it wobbled around before? The thing doesn't even move anymore. Look at that. Really tight. But there's some nonsense going on up front. Look at that. Yeah, I don't think that's normal. Looks like a bad bearing, maybe. It's not leaking anything though, so the seal is holding at least. There should be some fluids in there somewhere. But pretty sure that's not supposed to be like that. Maybe, I don't know. Perhaps that's a future video, who knows. Ooh. Dude, I think I can actually remove something from this list. Drive shaft issue. It already exploded, but it's all good now. The other thing was oh yeah, the stupid thing up front. And then what's next? Actually, I have to add like a couple of things for you. I'm just gonna remember it. At least two. You know, I have a feeling this list will never end. Everything I fix, I need to add like 2 more things. Such a piece of lemon. But number 17 would be block heater, guys. I wanna add that thing to the tractor. You know, right now it's summer mode, so it's not really an issue, but during winter mode, this thing will probably be hard to start. It doesn't even have, what's her face? The decompression valve thing. So you can't even do that. And I think the starter is a bit underpowered as well. So it's probably gonna be a bit annoying to start during the winter time. That's why I bought this thing. This is like a block heater, which will go, I think, over there, like that somehow. Just need to bolt it on. So we'll do that later, but 18, this is the most important thing. Yeah, it's very important, but we'll do that last. Right now, what do next? Actually, I'm gonna remove some things that I don't want to do at the moment. So I'm gonna remove that. I don't have enough money to buy a concrete truck, so I have to do that sometime in the future. Toolbox, I'm not gonna do that at the moment as well. I mean, I already bought one, so why would I need to build one on the tractor? Makes no sense. Plus, that's why I also can't buy a concrete truck. Spent all my money on that stupid toolbox. Yeah, I'm just gonna put some rusty pointless tools in here. Get a bit of extra counterweight. So I guess actually that's both of them finished now. But next up, let's do something simple. I'm gonna irritate it at the moment. Gearbox lever, that's pretty easy, right? Oh man, there's so much sand in here. Maybe I should start my quarry business inside the cab. Oh man, look at that crap there. All that sand and freaking whatnot mixed with that thing. What a bunch of shit. Yum. And there is a little bit of dirt in there, but I think nothing serious. Should be pretty okay. Okay, I think all the gears are there. This should work a bit better. Okay, that's pretty much done. Next, maybe the fuel line. I did get a new fuel line for the thing. However, no, it's the wrong thing. So I have to revisit this later. What an embarrassment. Now let's check out the power steering next. Come on guys, it was so exciting. Oh my. And the level is quite low. It's right over there. I've been told that the level needs to be up to the gasket area. So basically at the lead almost. Plus the fluid looks pretty nasty in there. It's not the worst, but basically something like I had in Joseph's. This grayish oil. I think I should swap it out just in case. Yeah, I'm not quite sure where the drain is. I guess this thing doesn't really have like a specific drain port, except for the line that goes to the pump. This is the non-pressure side. So I think if I just undo that, then I should be able to drain it as well. But it's just gonna be a mess and it's gonna flow everywhere. Pretty sure there should be a drain port somewhere though. I don't see it. Whatever. Guess we're doing a mess. Yeah, look at the bright side though. I have that highly porous concrete down there. That sucker will suck up everything. Yeah, I'm gonna let it slowly drain out. Currently it's catching everything nicely. So I think we're gonna avoid a mess after all. Oh man, what? Looks like a catastrophic mess. Yeah, probably changing this fluid was a good idea after all. Whoops. Look at that stream. I guess it doesn't take a lot of fluid. It's already almost full. The oil level should be somewhere there. But you know, I'm gonna keep the lid open a bit. Maybe it will drain down somewhere, I'm not sure. Maybe I need to add a bit more. But let's focus on the next thing now. Oh, that's fixed. So, let's try to figure out the no charge problem. Why am I not getting this boiler even? Guess I'm a mass murderer now. Oh, actually, guys, no. In order to check that spark issue, I need to start it up and drive it out of the workshop, but I want to do that later. So let's deal with this thermostat first and then block heater. The hood on it is extremely flimsy, I don't know. I think one side doesn't lock properly. See? Extremely flimsy. I'm guessing the thermostat goes over there. In that little apartment. But I need to drain some of the fluids out, because right now the fluid level is pretty much at the lead. I think there was a drain valve down there somewhere. There's actually two of them. One of them is right over there and another one is right over there. So I'm not really sure 100%, but I think that valve is for if you want to install the block heater. So you don't need to drain the entire thing, just kind of up to the point where you need to install the block heater, because the block heater is pretty much somewhere there on that line. Yeah. Does that make any sense? I think it kind of does. But I don't know, it's a wild guess. Kurat küll. Jobureis. I hope I don't have to rebuild that gasket. Maybe I can reuse it. Pretty sure there should be a gasket under this. What? There's no gasket. Oh, look at the bright side. I don't have to rebuild it. I just gotta make a new one. Man, this never gets old. It just smells so good. I'm gonna start putting it everywhere, even on top of my sandwiches. It's just so good. Oh man, I think I need to put that thing first. You know, in the future, if we wanted to do a pretty interesting upgrade, we could hook up a radiator to heat the gap right there to that port. Currently it's plugged off, but that's an option in the future, I guess. Hopefully installing the thermostat was worth it. I'm not sure if it's gonna do much of anything, but maybe it's good. Now, in order to get that block out of there, I think you're just got to pull it out this way. I'm gonna try to hammer that thing in there. Get something stronger. That works pretty good. Look at that. From -54 up to 204 degrees Celsius. Holy hell. I can even grab that thing along when I'm moving the North Pole. somewhere as well. kurat, oleks võinud tulla sinna panna ju. Next time should start with that. Yeah, I don't think I need to put any more. It's basically, I think it was too full before. I mean, this thing doesn't have an expansion tank, so a little bit of room there should be okay. Yeah, that's pretty okay, I guess. Dude, look at the work table. I've been only at it for an entire day. Holy hell. Comment down before if your work table looks about the same after a little bit of work. But block heater, that's done now. Thermostat is no longer missing. Let's try to sort out the hydraulic lines at the back of the machine. They're just kind of hanging there. You know, personally, I would love if the things were here somewhere, like that. Maybe make like, maybe make some type of a bracket on this location. But anyway, guys, the idea is pretty simple. So those two will be at the tractor end, and need to have one of those there on both of them. Then we add that piece there. One more. And the hoses will connect up right over there. But I have to weld this piece into that part, which I just made. võib-olla on parem siis. Kuradi, niipidi on rehvile liiga lähedal. I think that should be pretty okay. You know, I kind of find it funny that you know, my hydraulic hose holders, the steel it's made out of is like 3 times thicker what the gap has. So basically if the hoses get stuck somewhere, it's just gonna rip the gap off. You know, I've been thinking maybe I should start off my own tractor plant. But you know, I'm afraid that I'm gonna go bankrupt pretty fast. Because well, the tractors would be so heavy that they would just sink through the factory floor. None of them would be able to leave the production plant, and thus I would go bankrupt. But I think this is pretty okay. Actually, I need to do something similar on the old Blue. I did something there several years ago, but it's kind of breaking apart now. Yeah, I just kind of welded that nut over there. One of it is still holding, but you know, the other one broke off, so it's kind of zip tight there. However, I think I need to do something similar here as well. It's not a priority though. It's just something that I need to do in the future. But anyway, hydraulic lines are no longer hanging there. Now they're just kind of chilling there. But next up, still don't have the fuel line. Go away. Spark issue, nope, not yet. Grease fittings, yo. And let's do those two, and then we can focus on the spark issue. Grease fittings. I haven't greased anything yet apart from the drive shaft. Honestly, I'm not even sure where all of them are. Well, this is all oil, so definitely nothing here. Got these done. Gearbox is just all oil, so no fittings there, I'm pretty sure. A couple of back here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this thing should also have like a fitting or something. There's a bunch of rust there at the moment, but there's no thread up here. Maybe it's some type of a different thing. Hey look, a missing splint. What a shock. The hole is not even through the thing. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you need to grease these. Kind of makes sense, but by the way, yeah, the bottom pin down there is not doing the best. Man, there is a lot of play there. I think the old blue doesn't even have so much play in the bottom pin. I can tighten these things up to remove some of the play side movement, but it's not really gonna fix that problem. Whoops. Wrong thing. That's a bit better. Yeah, I don't think you can really grease the bottom pin as well. I don't see any greasing options there. But yeah, the pin is greasy. I can see it from here. So maybe let's do a little bit of that as well there. I don't know. Maybe it will help. Same situation with the tilt cylinder. The old blue does not have any greasing option for that part as well. And maybe Russian metal is so strong that you don't need. Mine perse jälle vale või? Viska minema see purk. But where was I? Oh yeah, maybe Russian metal is so strong that yeah, you don't need any bushings, you don't need any grease, nothing. Interesting locking setup as well though. There is a spot for a snap ring on this pin, but instead of a snap ring we have like 1, 2, 3 thirds of weld on that side. So I can't install the snap ring because of those stupid welds there. Nothing there. We can definitely do something there, but yeah, put that thing there. Maybe the other end is fine. I discovered that there are 7 more weld thirds back there somewhere, so maybe it's fine. I remember there was one more down. Oh yeah, the steering drive shafting. Mine puts! Yo, that works a lot better. Take note, Belarus engineers. Duct tape a broom to every tractor leaving the factory. Maybe add some looby doob here as well. Why not? I think there should be one more somewhere there, but it's under the stupid cab and I don't want to open that up at the moment. I'm gonna try really hard to remember this if for whatever reason I need to open up the gap again. I mean the dashboard, not the gap. By the way, check it out. This thing also has some type of air heater. Is that the thing, or? Wait a minute, that looks like a fuel line. Why is it there? Huh? Pretty sure this should be like a air heater, right? Excuse my French, guys, but what is this? This will... This is after the filter, so basically that hole should be blocked. Why is there an open? Why is there an open hole here? That hole should be blocked. Something like that. I know it's a very small hole, but dude, working on a hot summer's day at a dusty field, for example, that little hole will suck up a lot of fine particles, which will end up in the engine. Long term, it will cause some damage, definitely. But you know, I think that takes care of the fitting part. This actually went pretty fast. Surprisingly, this tractor doesn't have a lot of fittings on it, at least that I'm aware of. I can't really compare it to Mr. Joseph over here. It takes like 2 hours to go over all the fittings. That's just crazy. Oh, and the log trailer as well, man. Feels like whoever manufactured this thing got an entire container ship of free fittings, and he thought, I'm gonna put them everywhere. But next up, let's do the most important thing. This is very important. The most important thing. You guys remember when Andrew's excavator burned down? What a rough situation that was. I mean, the guy was basically somewhere in the mountains doing some work with his hoe, and all of a sudden a bunch of leaves, I think, got caught on fire at the back end somewhere, and I think he had nothing at the time. No water, no fire extinguisher, nothing whatsoever. So I mean, that's a really crappy situation, right? You're up there somewhere in the mountains, excavator on fire, nothing to put it out with, only like throw dirt at it or something. Now hopefully the machine was insured, so it didn't lose too much. But I'm not really sure where I want to install it exactly. Now I like the openness of the gap, so I don't really want to install it here. Plus there's so much glass, you can't bolt down anything. Maybe I'm gonna fit the thing here instead. Pretty easy to access as well. The mount is vertical though. I don't think I can install it like this. It's gonna fall off probably. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna just fall off. It's meant for vertical installation. I don't know, it looks kind of weird here, honestly. Plus I'm constantly ramming through trees, so I'm probably gonna knock it off. I mean, I guess this is fine. Put it somewhere there. Minema ei lenda, kui ma mingi hüppan sinna. Ma ei usu. Peaks püsima enam paigal küll. Yeah, from out here at least it looks pretty okay. It would be a lot weirder if it was there, I think. Yeah. Okay, now only two issues left: the fuel line, which I still don't have, and the charge issue. Now for that we need to start the machine up. Now maybe it does charge. Maybe it's just a bad gauge in the dash. 12.8. Charging, guys, look at that. It just has a bad gauge in the dashboard. That is all. At least the charger is working. That's good. Eureka! We are finished. Apart from the stupid fuel line, but who even cares about that, man? I'm gonna get a new fuel line. Anyway, plus I need to get a new gauge for the... this thing is just showing a bunch of zeros at the moment. Maybe there's just something unconnected somewhere. I'm not sure. Dude, what? There's nothing even connected up there. Look at that. See? I don't see anything. No wonder it doesn't work. Freaking lemon. I wonder what wire is that. Maybe it needs to go there. I'm not sure. Yeah, the wire which is just kind of hanging there is the alternator wire. Maybe we can just quickly fix that. Yeah, removing that achieved nothing. The wire is kind of short. I'm gonna need to make it longer. This is the highlight of the video, by the way. Plus, there's a little surprise. Something just broke. And it's pretty bad. But I'm going to talk about that a bit later, okay? It's working a bit better now. Yeah, I disconnected that wire. The previous owner installed this. I couldn't quite figure out why he installed 2 wires. Actually, you just need one from the starter, from the other one from the alternator. Maybe he was just kind of trying to put 2 wires under 1 wire. But actually, I think the one that comes from the starter needs to be thicker than this. This seems too small. So basically, this is not necessary anymore, and I can remove that. But guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up now. And the video is getting kind of long. However, we do need to revisit this at least one more time. You know, the thing that I mentioned before. Observe. I guess we figured out why this side was empty as well. The one thing is kind of weird though. That did not leak when the tractor was parked there for like a month. It just kind of started leaking after I drove out of the workshop. I'll spend like a week repairing the thing and then drive 5 meters and it's broken again. What? That is just so unfair, man. Even this guy is probably laughing his ass off at the moment. Even he can keep the oils inside. So this guy just can't do that. It's leaking from a different spot as well. And this area is dry, so that those seals are okay. But I'm guessing there's some type of a seal there as well, and it's coming behind the rim basically, I'm assuming. Yeah, so far this looks pretty okay. So I guess that fix worked out nicely. So in the future we need to, fix that as well. Luckily though, it's not leaking as badly as it did on that side. So I'm probably currently gonna put the thing to work. I'm gonna keep an eye on the oil level. If it just starts pouring out like cats and dogs, then we need to immediately fix it. But right now I'm gonna put this thing into service and retire old blue as of right now. I'm gonna put the old blue into the workshop, just gonna keep it there until either something catastrophic happens to that thing or I need the workshop for something else. So yeah, Mr. Old Blue, officially you're currently retired until further notice. Don't die just yet though. I have a feeling I will need you immediately. But I'm gonna put the dash back together nicely, and basically this video is over now. So yeah, bye bye. Almost forgot, guys. The most important thing. Hopefully it will be worth its new title. Only time will tell.